you. Bring you over here. Good morning, people. Good morning, everybody. All right, we're pulling up. All right, I think we're good. We think we're good. All right, bing, bing. We are good to go. All right, cool. Give me one quick second. 1 second. All right, cool. All right, we are good to go. I got everything up and running. Now let me go back and move this over, share my screen. Oh, wrong thing. Okay, you come here, you go down, and you come here. I think I need to give me another screen. Give me another one. All right, there we go. And then let me go back here, hit share the screen, do that, do that. All right. All right. Can you guys see my screen, please? Type a Y if you can see my screen. Okay, very, very good. Good, 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 good. Okay, and then let me do one last thing. Let me hit this record button. All right, cool. Woo! Lot of work, a lot of work. All right. Okay, so here's the deal, you guys. Number one, I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm not giving financial advice. We're just looking at the charts and seeing what they're talking about. Number two, please make sure when we get to the question and answer period that your background noise is under control, because this is being recorded for playback and people do want to hear your question and they do want to hear my answer. So please make sure that if you are going to ask questions, try to move to a quieter spot, even if you're in a work environment or whatever. Just, step out, ask your question, and put yourself back on mute. I do like for you guys to ask questions if you have any today. And again, this class is going to be short and sweet. So please make sure that if you do have questions on what I'm going to show you, please ask me so that I can help you with this, because this is where a lot of you guys are getting murked on these charts. Okay. A lot of you guys are getting toe up on these charts because this is something that you don't understand. Okay. Number three, please make sure that when you go to trading a live account, if you're going to do that, and this is outside of doing prop firm challenges, but if you're going to use your own personal funds, make sure that you've demo traded your strategy first for a little while, was able to turn the account 2 or 3 times over, and not just off of 1 or 2 trades, but over at least a couple of weeks, so you can know that no matter what the weather in the markets is, that your strategies or ideas is going to work. Okay. Some of you guys are flipping accounts. That's great, but you're only doing it with 1 or 2 trades, which means that if the weather hits, meaning the market, which we just went through a major storm over the last several weeks, did your strategy survive? Were you able to be consistent with your strategy even during economic storms and so forth and so forth? If you're able to do that and you still feel confident, then you go to a live account and start with a small amount. Okay, because I'm telling you, one of the biggest differences between trading a demo account and a live account is not just the fact that some brokers may be having a little bit different spreads or this and that. That's minimal compared to the major issue. The major issue is once you switch over from a demo account to a live account, it is your personal psychology that switches the most. That impacts the most. Okay, it's not, oh, the broker this, the broker that. Yeah, they may do a little something, but that's very minimal compared to the damage you're going to do to your account. Because when you are in demo account, a lot of you guys trade way better in demo account because you could set a trade. Oh, I've completely forgot about this trade. And then you come back next week and the thing is in huge profits. Type of amen in the box if that ever happened to you. You just completely forgot the trade was even running and came back and it was in deep profits. Thank you, Jesus. It was a very nice profits. But then you did the same thing on your live trade and it didn't work out the same way. Okay. What was the difference? you started paying too much attention to the trade. Every little tick, every little candle, every little movement, you're jumping like a little frog and you're messing with things when you ain't got to. Okay. Now, today I'm going to show you when you should be intervening. Okay. But many of you guys, the point is that some of your strategies will work just fine until you go to a live account. Why? Because now your real money is on the line and so are your emotions. So when you do exit trades, you don't exit them because of some logical reason. You're messing with things because you're just emotional. If that's ever happened to you, type a 10 in the box. Happens to me, happens to everybody. Okay. But that is the biggest difference between trading a live account versus a demo. Okay. Okay. Now, if anybody's contacting you saying, hey, I'm Uncle P, I'm Uncle this, I'm Miss Jenny, I'm Miss Donna, I'm Miss Dr. Elvis, I'm Miss Nancy, I'm this, and they told me to tell you to send me some Bitcoin or some crypto and I'll flip your account 50 times over, please rebuke that person in the name of Jesus and then send us their name so we can get them kicked out if they're in our group. If they're not in our group, just ignore them because it's not us. We never have and never will do that. Okay. All right. We got the announcements out of the way. Here we go. All right. So I'm going to start with this particular trade here, okay? This particular trade here. Some of you guys, you asked, well, Uncle P, why do you personally get out of trades early? Okay, why do you get out of trades early? This has always been a question. I have addressed it before, but this is going back to market dynamics or market behavior, okay? Market behavior, okay? Let me ask you guys this. On what days do reversals tend to start happening? On what days? Type. Reggie got it first. He said Wednesdays. Okay. Rob said Wednesdays. Okay. Anybody else? Wednesdays, Wednesdays, Wednesdays. Okay. Everybody's pretty much saying the same thing. It's on Wednesdays, which is midweek reversals. If you have ever traded long in these markets, you'll hear the term midweek reversals. Okay, now I'm going to make sure you pay attention to everything I'm going to tell you. Make sure you're paying attention. This is very important. So going into late Tuesdays, going into Wednesdays is where the market tends to change its behavioral pattern. In the first parts of the week, you have where the market tends to like to stay in a trend. The trend is your friend until midweek begin. I'll repeat that. The trend is your friend until midweek begin. I'll say that one more time. Make sure to write that in your notes. The trend is your friend until midweek begin. During midweek is around the time where the market has now overextended itself in the direction of the trend and it looks for reversals. That's where the term midweek reversals has come from. Okay. That's typical. There are exceptions. Okay. There are exceptions where, which I'm going to show you an example. We had an early reversal because last week the price was pushed so far out of its norm, there were exceptions that were made. But when those exceptions happen, the market still wants to go back and do what it normally does. Okay, so for an example, here's what happened on the trade that I took for the CC group. And this is why a lot of people say, well, why do you close your trades out before they hit take profit? Well, because if you're paying attention to what I have been teaching you guys forever, when I see opportunities, I'm going to take it because the market was in an imbalance due to last week's news events. It created a lot of pairs that shot well beyond their normal limits. And so they wanted to do a correction, an early correction. These are exceptions to that rule of the market stays in the trend until midweek begin. Now, Sundays is almost inevitable that the market will find a way to stay in the trend. Okay, so that's why for reversal traders, which I like doing reversal trading, but I learned a long time ago that Sundays was my absolute worst days of trading when I was just doing solely looking for reversals. What do I mean by that? Okay, make sure you're hearing everything I'm telling you. So if you're a person who likes to use the sexy analyst, Stop using it on Sundays and Mondays. I done told y'all that forever because it's built to help you spot supply and demand zones, support and resistance, which is already built in here. I don't have all of them up. You can right click on here and you can see. Let me do this real quick. Let me go to my indicator list. Where you go? Oh, there we go. Let's go to Sex Analyst. And I'm going to walk you guys through the concept first before I tell you what the problem is. Because this is what's tearing a lot of y'all up. So right here, you got your supply and demand zones built in. I actually currently have mine turned off. All you have to do is click here to turn them on. Okay. And they'll turn on. You got your inner trend lines, outer trend lines. You have your Fibonacci levels. You even have Fibonacci expansions, Fibonacci retracements, or you can have them both on at the same time. It has all the necessary things that you would normally do if you were personally marking up your own charts yourself. Okay. That's what it's for. Because whatever you do to mark up charts, typically all of these different things, inner and outer trend lines, which some of y'all never even heard of inner and outer trend lines. I told you guys about a year or so ago, I paid $500 just to learn how to do trend lines on the professional levels, the way the professionals do it. Okay. I'm serious about my education. So when I saw how they did it, I said, oh my God, let me just build something because it takes way too long for you to draw all these lines in the way they were doing. I'll say, oh, heck no. So I went to my coders and I said, man, we need to design something so it can be automated. So that's the reason why you're seeing the outer trend lines, but I can also add in the inner trend lines as well. And you can see exactly from the professionals how they do it. Okay. But I automated the process to make it streamlined. That's the reason why I built the Sex Analyst. It really wasn't for y'all. It was for me because I done paid these people to learn what they learn. And I'm like, oh, that's how y'all did it. But the one key factor they left off is don't worry about doing all that if you're trying to do it for reversal trading, because that ain't going to happen until midweek begin, which is late Tuesday going into Wednesday, Thursday, and some Fridays. Okay. So if you're a reversal trader, stop trying to trade reversals at the beginning of the week. You're going to lose most of the time. Everybody clear on that point first before I move on to the important stuff. Type a yes if you understand what I'm saying. I can't tell you the number of people who have heard me say this over the years, and yet you still keep doing the same thing and getting upset when all you had to do was wait. If you want to learn how to bring up your accuracy level, learn to wait. Simple as that. That's why those who have the ocean wave system and then also have the sexy analyst with simplicity are doing much better. Why? Because you have the system for the beginning of the week when the market wants to trade in the trend, you use ocean wave. Then when the market is ready to do its reversal, you switch out of ocean wave for the most part, which sometimes you'll see that ocean wave, they still try to push the trend. But for the most part, you are in the direction, I'm flowing in the same direction that the market wants to go. I'm submitting, watch this, especially if people in marriage, they don't want to hear this. I am humbling myself and I'm willing to submit to what you say you want to do. And in our arrogant, empowered nature that we have now, we don't like being told what to do. That's why you come into these markets trying to use your empowerment ideas of I'm in charge. Nobody tells me what to do, and the market keeps tearing you up. Because the market says, I said I ain't in that mood. Yes, but you should be in that mood because I'm in this trade. I don't give a rat's behind who you are, the market says. I'm not in the mood. I'm in charge. And so once you begin to listen to what the market is telling you versus you trying to just jump into a trade because you sister so-and-so or you Mr. So-and-so and you get in at the wrong time, okay, you're going to get your behind toe up. But if you say, okay, market, you're in charge in this situation, I'm going to humble myself, I'm cool. Then you'll realize, okay, here's the part. Now, I've been teaching that for the longest, okay? And I'm getting this out of the way as a prerequisite to what I want to show you today, okay? Because there are exceptions. But with those exceptions, you need to know when to use them and when not to. Everybody clear on what I'm saying so far? If you don't see it, don't trade it. Okay. In other words, if I'm a reversal trader, I ain't gonna see it. So the hardest part of your job is to simply wait until your turn comes around. So if you're a person who marks up your charts with supply and demand zones, support and resistance levels, trend line bounces, this, okay, I'm telling you, you're getting murked on these charts because you're entering the market at the wrong time. In the beginning of the week, Sundays going into Mondays, the market don't care about none of that stuff. That's why you continuously keep blowing your account. If you're going to be that person, number one, just grab the sexy analyst. They got all that stuff built into it. Okay. Like my supply and demand zones, you can see them right here. I just got them in gray, but you can always change the color to whatever you want. So it's already in there. I don't have to mark it up. I don't have to waste my time away from my family. I ain't got to do none of that foolishness. Okay. It's already in there. But even with this, I don't want to look at this system until late Tuesday going into Wednesdays because the market doesn't agree with this strategy. Okay. It doesn't agree with this strategy because the market itself says I'm in the mood to keep on going in the same direction of the trend only, unless there is an exception. So before I go into the exception, please type a 50 to make sure you heard exactly what I said. You want to improve your trading? Do what I just said. Automatically your losses is going to be reduced because now you're going in the same flow as the market. Let me give you all some. One of the things I like to do, I love it. I absolutely love this. I love going to lazy rivers, and I like staying in hotels to have those major big lazy rivers at the hotels, at the bougie hotels. Oh, I love it. You sit in the inner tube. Oh, let me give y'all like this. Okay, let me give it to y'all like this. And then I'll give you the exception and we out of here. Okay. All right. Here we go. This is gonna get good. I've traveled in many parts of the world. Okay. I've been to many different parts of the world. Haiti and many places. I'll never forget Haiti because we was on this boat and we didn't hit the island, but we went right past the island. Okay. And in this part of Haiti, I will never forget it because I saw a naked man walking around with a cow. I said, what the heck is going on? Balls out and everything. Jesus, I can't. Well, I'll never forget that. Okay. That was in the part of Haiti. I remember that. But there was this one place I went back to twice because of its lazy river. And that's Belize. That's why I showed you guys I have Belizean money. I saved some of that Belizean money. So when I'm teaching you guys about different currencies, I still have Belizean money. I've been to Belize twice for one specific reason. They have this tour, if you can call it that. They have a tour where you climb up this mountain, and then you get to this one cave area. Okay? Get to this one cave area. Oh, I'm sorry. I haven't turned on my... No, don't follow me. Just sit still. Camera. Okay, yeah, just sit still. All right. So they have this one area where you get into under mount. This lazy river runs underneath an entire mountain. And so you climb up this mountain, then you walk down into this cavern part with a group of people. They hang you an inner tube. And each one of you sit in the inner tube, but to make sure you don't drift off by yourself under the mountain, you have to interlock your feet with the person in front of you. So in other words, you climb into your inner tube, then you extend your feet out, and the person in front of you gets in their inner tube, but they put their arms over your feet, or they hold the side rope of the inner tube. So that it's a group of us, about 6 or 8 of us, and we're all, or 3, 4, whatever, the number is, but you're just not alone. Okay. And you hold each other tight so that once you are released from the guide, you are drifting underneath a mountain, literally underneath a mountain. And underneath that mountain, I have never seen it before or ever in my life. Underneath the mountain, it's natural formations underneath this mountain. that has been carved out by when that mountain gets flooded underneath there it floods, but it creates, it's just some amazing things. It's like artwork under there that God has created underneath this mountain. And you're drifting through the water, but you have no control over it because you're just drifting in the same direction that the water is flowing. All you're doing is sitting in the inner tube, and they call it a lazy river because it doesn't move fast. It just moves at a slow pace, and it keeps on going and going and going. And it goes on for about a mile or so, and you're completely under this mountain. Now, at the one point, you're excited because you're seeing things like you would never see in the world. Oh my God, it's just hard to describe. It's literally, how could this be natural? It's so beautiful underneath there. Some of the things you see, some of the formations you see. But on the other hand, you're afraid because you know you're literally underneath this mountain. If this mountain caves in, there's no way to get you out. You're dead. There's no hiding places because it's only the mountain over your head and you in this little puddle of water and you floating through. Everybody understand what I'm saying? It's very exciting, very exciting. But here's the point. Here's the point. When you're in that lazy river, you have zero control. All you can do is flow with it. And what some of you guys are doing in the beginning of the week, you're fighting the markets. It's trying to flow in this direction, but you're trying to go against it. Reversal trading is going against the trend. Did everybody hear what I'm saying? What I just said? Have you ever heard the term swimming upstream? Swimming upstream means that the natural stream is heading downwards, but the fish, like a salmon, when they're trying to breed, they swim upstream, which is where the bears stand there, watch them fish trying to swim upstream. So they're already exhausted trying to swim against the current, and then they get caught. And that's the way some of you guys are trading. When you're trading on days when the market wants to stay in the trend, you're the salmon trying to swim upstream, and then the bear, which is the market, takes you out. You're dead. And I can't tell you how many years that happened to me and nobody said a single thing about it. Why? Because everybody's teaching me strategies and this and that, but nobody was teaching me about the flow of the river itself. What is that? The market. The flow of the market. The behavioral pattern of the market itself. Nobody talks about that. Go search YouTube. Go search YouTube and share with me at least 5 people who teach trading who teach nothing but the market's mood swings. I don't know of anybody who just says, nope, forget all strategies, because strategy that you use, it ain't going to work if it ain't on the right days. And I've taught this for a long time. I'm leading up to a point, so stick with me. I'm setting the foundation so that you guys are very clear on what I'm about to teach you. Okay. Everybody clear on what I'm saying? Type of 45 if you're clear on what I'm saying. I want to make sure everybody's with me on this first. Okay. All right. You're the salmon swimming upstream. You're the person who was in that underwater lazy river when it's drifting downwards. But you was the one who got out your inner tube and said, I'm swimming back to the beginning. And you're the one who's not enjoying the trip. Why? Because all you had to do was flow with the river. But you wanted to go your own way. You're rebellious. Don't tell me what to do. I spent all weekend long marking up my charts. And this trade better work. Why? Because I marked up my charts on the weekend when I told you stop wasting your time. I spent so many years doing that. And nobody told me about the flow of the river. I could have shaved off at least 3.5 years of my pain in these markets if somebody simply would have told me just what I told you today. Because I would have known, don't waste your time marking up your charts on the weekend. Because anytime you hear people say, I'm marking up my charts, aren't they typically marking them up, supply and demand, so on, support and resistance levels? What type of trader are they? Type. What type? Anytime you're marking up those type of charts, looking for supply and demand zones, support and resistance levels, you're a what? Reversal trader. There you go. Y'all got it. Thank you, Rob and Reggie. Reversal traders. You're looking for the reversal patterns. But you marked it up on the weekend, which means on Sunday when the market opens, that's what you're looking for. And the market doesn't respect that. It breaks right through those levels. Say, ha, sucker. Okay, everybody's clear. All right, here we go. Now, pay attention. There are exceptions to that rule. Every once in a while, there are exceptions. Not often. Here's the exception. For some of you guys who are in the CC group, the copycat group, I took this trade on NZD because I saw a nice setup right here. For a reversal. Okay, I saw it. Let me extend this out. Now I'm giving you the exception. And this will help you guys understand why many times I cut a trade early. And I'm going to show you another one. Okay. Let me see something. Okay. Let's see. All right. Right here, this one here, you can see that it was going up and hit our level. Okay. Y'all see this? It hit a level. So was this not a nice level to go short in the market? And for those who's new on the term shorting the market, that means going to sell. Everybody understand that? Is this not a good example of, okay, it hit a level. This would be a good time to go ahead and short it or to sell. Would you agree? Would you agree? Type of yes. Okay. Now, why is this important? Look at this huge candle right here, and then this huge one right here. What kind of candle was this? What kind of candle? Y'all got it. News event. You got it. Friday's news event. So during the news event, it pushed the market well beyond its normal boundaries. Well beyond normal. And so it pushed one more time to hit here. Okay. Then what did it do? Like I told y'all about news events, wait about 30 minutes to an hour or wait that evening. Okay. And what happens? People going to cash out and it's going to do a what? What is it going to do? Pull back. That's what it did. It bounced right back up again and retested the level. Right here is where I said, okay, let's go ahead and get a couple of pips. The market did its due. Okay. And I think I have my take profit down here. I forgot where it was. Okay. Right to that level. Okay. So therefore, when the market went down, it hit to here. And I cashed out. Here's the question to you guys. Was that a smart idea? Let me highlight this so you guys can see it better. I don't want to block it. It went to here. I cashed out. My take profit was down here. And let me make this green. All right. Well, that green is blending in. I'll make it blue. All right. So here was my actual take profit, but I cashed out up here. Was that the right thing to do? Yes or no? Okay. For those who say yes, anybody want to volunteer to unmute yourself and let me get your explanation? Anybody? Anybody want to do that real quick? Any volunteers? Anybody want to unmute? Just raise your hand. Okay, there you go. Let me see. All right. All right, Liz, go ahead and unmute. And no answer is a wrong answer. It's just getting an idea. I want to see. Go ahead and unmute, Liz.
Hey, Uncle P, can you hear me?
Yes, and Rob, I got you unmuted as well. So Rob and yeah, go ahead. Just go ahead and throw anything out, whatever you think.
Okay, so I think my thinking based on what we're learning today is when you took the trade for the few pips, it was dancing around. It was not it was volatile. It wasn't really showing any indication that it was stable. So you cut your trade with at least a little bit of profit, seeing the activity that was going on. It was just haywire. You know what I'm saying?
You got part of it. Stay right there. Stay right there. Don't go nowhere, Liz. Rob, what do you think? Tell me that, Rob.
Well, that's just basically what she said. First of all, you have a big movement, and as you always say, any profit is good profit.
Sure is.
And you know, and it's on Friday too. So
yes,
you know.
So here's both of you guys stay right there. Stay right there. What do you see sitting right here?
Reversals.
Support.
You got it.
Right.
Did the support come in down here?
Nope. Oh, okay. You saw that support too. Okay.
Okay. Y'all see this right here?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. That's part of it. What was the other problem? As to why I said, okay, let me just take what we can and get out of here. What was the point? What kind of trade did I take?
It was a sell, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. So is that a trend trade or a reversal?
That would have been a reversal.
Rob, do you agree?
Yeah, because the overall movement
was up.
Okay. All right. What day did I take this trade?
Wasn't it Friday? You already said Friday, I thought.
I took it this week.
Oh, what is this? Oh, it's 4 out. I'm guessing Wednesday.
I took it this week, and I took it on Monday. I took it on a Monday.
Oh,
I took it on a. Between you two, what's wrong with that?
You violated your own rules. For one, and got lucky though, but still.
Oh, you should have been only looking at the ocean wave indicator, not the sexy analyst right now.
Okay. Okay. You guys, I like this. I like this. So let me ask you this. Remember I told you there's always, every once in a while, there's going to be an exception to the rule. So we know the rule is that you should be trend trading on Sundays and Mondays, correct?
Yes.
Rob, you agree?
Yeah. Sorry, okay. I had to look at my work computer for a second.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. Here's the question.
Work keeps getting in the way of my trading. Go ahead.
Oh, I understand. Well, let me ask you guys this. What was the exception as to why I even took a look at this?
Well, because it's a news candle and you know it's going to come back down, for one. It also bounced off a resistance for two.
You got it. You got it. That was the point. Remember, there's an exception to the rule. When the market has well overextended itself, okay? You can see it on this daily as well, from the daily level. Watch this.
And actually, that's a trick I've been doing lately. Like when I was doing US 30, like I said in the chat, it went up almost 1% on a 1 minute candle. When it settled down, I put a sell in because I knew it was going to come back down.
Yes, that's correct. Because the news from last week pushed the price well beyond its normal boundaries on Friday. Okay. So then when the market opened up, I already knew, don't touch it. Don't think about it on Sunday. Period. I don't care what I see on Sunday. I ain't even thinking about an exception because it's going to try to continue on the trend. But going into Monday, I said, okay, I see that you went down and you retested, and you can see this level. Look, here goes right here where price broke through, stopped, boom, and came resistance and dropped. Came up, touched this level and dropped. Came up, resistance, drop, came up, and you see it's still stuck there from the daily level. So when I saw this exception to the rule right here on this candle, I got in it because I said, okay, there's a market imbalance, or in other words, you went way too far, way too fast. Why? Because news pushed you there. It wasn't like you drifted there on your own. You got pushed there too quick because of news. So then I saw the reversal setup and I said, let me go ahead and nibble up on this thing. So yes, I set a take profit for it, but when I realized, okay, it's not going to push down to this level. Watch this, y'all. Just pay attention. So here's the deal. When it pushed down and gave us some pips and then it kept hitting on this support level, what should I have done if you was in my shoes? What would you have done?
Sorry, I had to do work again.
Yeah, no worries. And I'll let you go, Rob. Go ahead and do your thing. Liz, what do you
no,
think?
I'm good. I'm good. It's just a
Get out.
message response.
Okay, you're correct. Get out.
Okay.
Yeah, but we ain't here to take profit, Uncle P. See, we look to the left and see the resistance and see the support. So this was a good level. Yeah, it was a good level to put us a take profit. But what if things ain't working out because I'm trading in the wrong direction on the wrong day? I just took this one trade because it is an exception to the rule. It was an exception. It was a legitimate exception, but that don't mean I need to hang on to it, because here's what happened. If I would have hung on to it, this money that we made when it reached down to this level, and this is what many of you guys are doing. Okay. See this level? You can see it hung around here, 23.65. It hit down to this level. You held on to it. You made some money, but here's what you didn't do. If you think it's going to go down further, that's cool. I ain't got no problem with that. But what would be a wise thing to do at this point that you did make something? What would be a wise thing to do? What do you think, Robert, Liz?
Take the profit that you've made and wait for a better setup.
That's a good way of looking at it. There's a second idea. Robert, what do you think the second idea may be?
Sorry, I was working again.
Go ahead, Rob. Go ahead, work. Go ahead.
It keeps getting in the way.
I know, brother. I love you, bro. All right. All right. Anybody else? Help Liz out. Raise your hand if you're not working. Liz got one half of the answer. I want to see if anybody else gets the second half. Rob, you are so funny. Thank you for helping out too, brother. Always appreciate you. Anybody else want to raise your hand besides Liz? Liz, stay right there. Don't go nowhere. Okay, Derek. Derek, go ahead and unmute. So we have Derek and Liz. Derek, what's your thoughts?
Me, I'll take some money off the table and leave something running.
Y'all both got it. That's what I was looking for. You can either just take the money and run, which is what I did, or at least take half of it off the table. Take something off the table. Yes, it can continue to go down, but number one, there was the first problem. It may not do that because I'm trading reversals on a Monday. Is that midweek reversal, guys?
No.
No. No. So because I know I'm going against the grain of what it normally wants to do, simply because it just was trying to get back in balance from the news event from last week, I have two choices. I can either take the money and run and say, thank you, Jesus, or I can at least take half of that money off the table. Both of those, that's the two answers I was looking for. And both of you guys got it correct. D, thank you very much. Thank you. Because Liz, you and D gave both the right answers. Either take all or take half of it off the table, because you know I'm going against the pattern of the normal market flow. And look at what happened right afterwards. What happened, Liz? What do you see the market did right afterwards?
Right after you got out, it went against you, going to the upside.
Why? Because it wasn't the reversal day. It was just an exception, a temporary exception. So the money we made, we would have gave it all back plus some, wouldn't we?
Yes.
Thank you, Liz. Thanks for sharing.
Okay. All right.
Thank you. Everybody, do you see my point? Type a 60 if you see my point. I want you guys to see this. You have to understand, yes, there's going to be exceptions, but even those exceptions should not be stuck as a rule. Get in and get out. Because it's not normal market flow. Now, if this was midweek reversal, yeah, I would probably hang on a little bit. I would still take some money off the table. Okay, because anytime I'm seeing that you're hitting strong support levels at a Fibonacci level, which by the way, again, this is all built into the sexy analyst. I ain't got to even think about it. It's all in there. So at one glance, I can make a quick decision on what I need to do. So here we go. It's coming down. Okay, at the end of the London session, okay, between 10:30, 11, 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in the afternoon or in the morning, whatever time you want to say. So between 10:30, 11:30, 12, around that window of time when the London market is about to close, yeah, the market is going to start drifting itself back up. And that's exactly what happened. So guess what? I took some money and cut out of there because I said, okay, this is not normal for it to do reversal trades on a Sunday and Monday. Now, do you see, going back to what I originally said, Sundays and Mondays are typically trend trading days. So if I'm going to catch an exception because of extensive news events, I don't need to be hanging on to this thing. Let me get in and get out like Robin Hood. Why? Because I know this is just an exception. It is not the rule. And the market will try to find this way to get back into its rules, which is I'm not going to do a full reversal until midweek. And for some of you guys, this is an important lesson because what happened with your trading, you got some exceptions done and then you turned it into a rule. I'll repeat that. You caught a few exceptions, but you turned it into the rule. Now you're thinking that you can always do reversals on these days. And the market constantly tearing you up. Y'all get my point. Type of 200 if you see my point. You cannot turn exceptions into a rule. It's an exception. It's a one-time offer. And some of you guys, you're trying to be slick with your trading. If I'm to be blunt, and I got to get out of here. I'm running late, guys. I'm sorry. We'll do some more. We can pick this up next week, but I got to get out of here. I got some things I got to take care of, some appointments. So let me say this. So when you cheat the system, number one, what's the first cheating that almost all retail traders do? Over leveraging. You cheat and you win a trade or two, and you turn that cheat into an exception. And then the market takes its revenge on you, and you keep on trying to use your cheating exception, and now you've turned it into a trading strategy, and it never works ever again. And you're constantly blowing account after account after account. And then you take a trading strategy that typically works on the days you're supposed to be using it. And there's really only two strategies, to be honest. One is trend trading, and the other one is reversal trading. It's really just those two. You don't have five. Find I don't care which one you want to use. Okay. But on trend trading days, find a trend trading strategy, which is why I only use the Ocean Wave. Trend trading strategy on the trend trading days. Sunday, Mondays, going into Tuesdays. That's trend days. Okay, so then on the Ocean Wave. Reversals, sexy analyst. It's just that simple. If there's an exception, I know don't take that exception as it's going to happen all the time. It's just an exception. Let me give you all an example. Okay. Because this happened every year. And I started super easy in 2019, but realistically, it really got birthed in 2018. But yeah, but realistically started taking steps in the right direction as a company in 2019. Okay. Been at this for a long time, dealing with people. And nothing never changes. That's the unfortunate part. Nothing really changes with people. They come and go, and it's still the same mentality. Come and go, same mentality. Okay, same mentality. Hard to teach people to break their habits. Okay. It's like an addiction. Okay. They come in, you tell them don't do this, and their urges take over and they do it anyway. And they get upset that this didn't work out. That didn't work out. This don't work and that don't work. Okay, that's cool. But the truth of the matter is there was a problem. The problem is the market is going to have its usual patterns. It has been working for them forever. But they don't tell you these patterns, which is why trading is so difficult for many of you. Because until you get the rhythm of the market itself, you know what? Let me give it to you like this. You know why I like doing a lot of different things, you know, riding motorcycles, jet ski, I like all that stuff, but I ain't no surfboarder. Number one, because I watch too many animal shows, Animal Planet, Shark Week. You understand what I'm saying? So I ain't got the balls or the kahunas to get my chocolate behind on no surfboard looking delicious to a shark. That's in the back of my head. Okay. Y'all just follow me. Y'all just follow me. Okay. But number two, there's a problem. I don't want to get on a surfboard unless I get trained by a professional, because why? Even though I watch the beauty of the ocean as its waves are coming in and out, I don't know the rhythm of it. So when you see surfers going out, they swim, and then oftentimes you'll see them just sitting out there waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And they're waiting for the right current. They're waiting for the right wave to come in. And when the right one comes in, you see them jump up on their board and then they start surfing and going with the flow of it. And if you ever see some of them ones that do them big old, they be riding underneath the wave. It's way up here over their head and they just riding through the cylinder. Have y'all ever seen that type of 200 if you ever seen that? Okay, where the surfer's just riding through the cylinder. The wave itself, it came all the way over them, but they're riding right up underneath it. It's just so beautiful. Oh my God, it's just freaking amazing. I would love to be that person. What have they learned? I see what you do, but I don't understand how you're doing it. And here's what they have learned. They learned that everybody is seeing the same waves, but not everybody understands the mechanics of it. When to get ready to jump up on that board. When is the time to just get on and lean just right? You got to lean just right. Why? Because I'm riding a surfboard, but the market is the wave itself. And what happens to a surfer who decides they're going to keep going against what the wave wants to do? They got a TV show named after it. What's the term? It's 2 words. There you go, Liz. You already on top of it. Wipeout. Doesn't that sound familiar to some of you guys' trading career? Week after week after week, you keep getting wiped out. Because what happens is you may have caught an exception, but your uncle jumped out of this trade quickly. Why? Because yes, it's an exception, but I dang sure bet not turn this into a rule. I bet not. Because that's not normal mover in the markets. And was I correct? Look at what the market did immediately afterwards. It said, yeah, we was imbalanced because of news last week. So yeah, you got a little something off of us. And then what happened right afterwards? The market went right on back up. Y'all see what I'm saying? Because it wasn't a irregular reversal day. You just called an exception. But if you start making my exceptions into a rule, I'm going to get you. That's what the market telling you. And the truth is, has it not been doing that to you? Let's take a look real quick at this thing from the ocean waves perspective. 30-minute time frame. What did the ocean wave tell you to do? What was the ocean wave telling you to do? It's now stuttering, but just look at the top. What did it tell you to do? There you go. Bye. It was just a pullback. It was just a temporary pullback. And then it went right back into its normal trending direction. See? Right here. Let me make this bigger. Y'all can see it. See? Pull back almost to the main wave and popped right out of there. That's what happened. That's what this was. It was just an exception. A one-time deal. Let me close with this because I told you guys people do this every single year. Every year. Same thing. So, every year, around Christmas time, I try to do a little special for people because you got a lot of people who follow me, and you know they say, "Hey, any discounts? Any discounts? Any discounts?" So I'll give them a discount, right? Say, "Okay, I'm gonna give you a discount. The discount is going to expire on this day," and I even put up, "Okay, you got 36 hours left. You got 48 hours left. You got 24 hours left. You got 1 hour left." I'm telling you, it's about to run out. What do you think some people do after the expiration? What do you think they do? What do y'all think? Type. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? I'm looking for a specific answer. What do y'all think? Okay. Okay. Yep. I'm seeing the comments. Keep on typing. Keep on typing. I like this. I like this. Durbin, you got it. It's expired. Why are you coming back to me? Well, can I still get a little discount? Can see what happened is I had to go outside and my mama told me to go mow the lawn. My cousin Bobo, he had to go upstate, and I had to go visit him and put some money on his books on, and then do I care about Bobo and his books? Do I care about your front lawn? When it's over, it's over. But people are always trying to push limits because that's what they're used to doing, pushing limits, knowing full well what the rule is, but they're going to keep breaking limits because it's them. In their minds, they think they just, I ain't say the word, but you understand what I'm saying. Start with an S, ends with a T. Okay? That's what they think they are. So they think they can always just manipulate and play word games to do this, and this until they meet Mr. and Mrs. Market. And the market will give you a few exceptions because it feels like doing it. But you come in thinking that you can do that on the regular. And the market ends up getting you over and over and over again. So what is the point of today's lesson, Uncle P? My strategy I told you guys about, as far as market news trading, clearly I showed you it worked. I was right. Big, huge push. Wait for the retest. Wait about, an hour, or like I told you guys, since this happened on last Friday, I had to wait until a couple of days. Wait for that retest. It gave me the retest right here, and I took advantage because it was a news event strategy. I entered on this candle, but I already still knew, even with that, I can't hold this thing long. So I exited right there, took what we could, and I was right because it resumed right back up into the trend. Because it was a midweek. And look what happened. It retraced back to its beginning. Okay, everybody seeing this? Now what is it doing? It's coming back down. Why? Midweek. So yeah, I took exception. I took my strategy that I told you about, news events. I love news events. I love news events now because I know don't trade during them. Okay, wait till afterwards. And look at the blessing. Okay, I got to get out of here, you guys. If you have any questions about this, please just bring them back next week. I'll have more time. Hopefully next week I'll have more time. So if you guys have any questions about this, I would be more than happy to go over this for you guys, because again, as a retail group, we have to learn the rhythm of the market itself, so that listen, some of you guys are out there buying strategies, and I'm a part of many groups out there. Okay. So I know a lot of different professional traders out there. I know people who develop software for trading systems, and I know a lot of people. The one flaw that almost all of them have that I'm trying to fix, whether you get a trading system from us or anybody else, one of the things I'm trying to fix is the fact is they never tell you when is the best days and times to use their strategy. Very few of them ever even mention that. And so when you go to use their stuff, it could be the most amazing trading system or the amazing strategy on the planet. But why isn't it working for you? And why isn't it not working for majority of all retail traders who try to use it? Because it has an important missing ingredient. You can show me all the different methods on how to hop up quickly onto the surfboard, how to plant your feet and hold it the right way, how to bend your back and back that thing up on that board to make sure that you lean in the right direction. All of that sounds good. But until you teach me how it works in conjunction with the flow of that wave, then nothing you're teaching me actually matters. It's equivalent to you trying to go to driving school where they sit you in a desk. They tell you what the laws are. You can only go at this speed. You should only be doing this. Put your hands at 10 and 2. All that sounds good. But think back on when you first, and I know for many of y'all, you're going to have to think back real far. But if you can remember your experience when you first got behind a wheel for the first time, you had learned about the 10 and 2, putting the blinker on, which foot should be on the pedal, which one should be on the gas, how to do this, how to do that. But when it came time for you to actually put it into application behind the wheel, do you remember how nervous you were? Do you remember? One more quickie, and I gotta go. I really do have to go with this. I have to go. I'll never forget this. This is always be on my mind. I almost died at least 4 times. I don't really know why God keeps having me hang around, but whatever. Because this 4 times. I remember. I always said 3. I remember 3 of them. I almost died 3 times due to asthma, but I forgot about this 4th one. Okay, hear me good. This was when I was in high school. When I was in high school, you have to take electives and you have to take gym. And I back then, I don't feel like doing this. Now I play football and this and that's, but a little something. But I decided I was going to take swimming because it looked like fun. I'm like, okay, PE and every day I can go swimming. Okay, cool. All right. So I signed up for swimming class. Watch this and I'll be done. Okay. I signed up for swimming class. And so when I signed up for swimming class, I'll never forget my first time into the pool. I jumped into the pool and I'm just, having a good time. I was one of the popular people in school because I was in the class clown and the show off, right? So I'm in there acting up, having myself a good time in the pool, just thinking this is easy. And so I'm just doing my thing. Okay. All right. But then something happened. The end of the pool that I got in on, I'm just walking through the water. First time in the pool, doing my thing. Oh, I'm finna have a good time in this class. And I kept on walking and I took one step too far. See, I was on the shallow end. I didn't know the difference between the shallow end and deep end. I didn't know all that because it just looked from the surface that everything was flat. I took one step too far and didn't know that it bent over, and that's where the deep end began. So my foot slipped where there was a tilt, and I went under the water and almost drowned in the high school pool. Almost drowned. I had to get saved. But here's the truth. I didn't give up. Eventually, I learned, which is why even yesterday I went swimming. I got my pool up right there, and I did about 40 laps yesterday. That's why I call myself the Black Aquaman. I didn't give up. I learned the proper way to do things. And then eventually I became an assistant swim instructor to the main instructor and just started teaching other people how to swim. And I was assisting others. So the thing that almost killed me, I turned around and started teaching other people the right way to do things. Because once I learned the right way, then it became fun. Do everybody understand what I'm saying here? You understand what I'm saying here? There's a right way of doing things. And for some of you, no matter how many years I've been telling you guys this, you're still doing the wrong thing. You're doing the right thing at the wrong time. And the market is killing you. Now, I will say this. There are going to be times where the market is going to go against you, and there is absolutely nothing you can do. And that's why I want to show you some more examples, but we don't have time today. We can pick it up next week. There are going to be times where the market is just not going to go in your favor. It's not because of market structure, but because, watch this, if there's an earthquake that hit underneath the water, it creates what type of water conditions? Somebody type real quick. Come on, I need your help real quick. If there's an earthquake underneath the water, does that create on the surface of the water? We call it, it's a terrible thing that happens. There you go, Robert, you're on point. A tsunami. A tsunami. It means it's not creating normal waves like it normally would because there's something else that just happened that you didn't see. And when that tsunami, that earthquake happened underneath the water, you didn't see it. Many times you didn't feel it, but you're seeing the results of it. And you just happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time when the tsunami happened. Is there anybody to blame for that? Can we say, oh, you should have learned how to surf better? And it had nothing to do with your skill set. There was a circumstance that happened that you were unaware of, and it just triggered the market to be in the wrong direction. That's called news events. Nothing you can do about it. Because some news events, you're going to see reactions in the market and you were unaware that it happened. It wasn't scheduled. It was just something that happened and it caused the market to have a tsunami. That is what we went through over the last several weeks. There was a tsunami of news events and unexpected war news announcements and all these things that caused a tsunami in the markets. And the only thing you could do is survive it by managing your money. There was no strategy. There's nothing you could do. Nothing. People still expect you to be the best of the best in a tsunami. Oh, you're supposed to surf this? No, fool. It was a tsunami. You can be the best surfer in the world, but if it's a tsunami, nobody is a good swimmer at that point because the waves themselves are imbalanced and they're not normal. It's going to happen to you. And anybody who tells you different, shame on them. So some of this, it has nothing to do with you, partner. Nothing to do with you. You're good. Stick to your plan. And over time, when the tsunami is over and the market recovers, it's going to get itself back in balance. And because you were the consistent person, you can easily make back your losses because you kept them minimal by managing your money. And then when the waves, then you got back in balance. I could have died, but God spared my life. So I went back and learned the proper way how to be in that pool. And never again did I fall prey to playing too much in the pool and then falling in that little ditch. Didn't know that there was a drop in the pool. I didn't know. Almost killed me. But I went back and learned how to properly do it. Because I learned the pool. You're learning this. My point of this whole class today is, yes, you can take great exceptions when the market is in balance because of news events, but don't stay in that trade if it's in the wrong day. Why? Because the market want to get itself back into its rhythm. And if you turn an exception into a rule, you're going to constantly keep losing every single time. In fact, let me say this in closing. It would be better for you to just leave exceptions alone. No matter how good the trade looks, if you know you got proclivities, you got your freaknik going on to where you know that you have lack of self-control, and you're going to take this exception and make it into a rule and destroy yourself. It would be better for you to see a setup and say, you know what, no matter how good I look, I know if I get started on this, it's kind of like some of you guys, you said, I'm going to stop drinking, I'm going to stop smoking. So you know what I mean? What's the best way? You're going to have to stay away from it. I'm going to do it. No, if you even get a little bit, you're going to go off the rails. That's what they call it, cold turkey. I'm just going to cut this off. I'm going cold turkey. Let me stop. That's what some of you guys need to do. Stop looking for the exceptions if you don't have good rhythm with the rules. If your account has not reflected that you are good at trading within the rules, stop trading exceptions, because you're just compounding your problem. Avoid these strategies if it's against the normal rules. I've been trading for a long time, so I knew I can take this quickie and get up out of there. But for some of you guys, you're taking these quickies and you're making them into a full-time marriage. It was a hitter, a one-hitter quitter. Does everybody understand what I'm saying? Type of 500 if this was helpful to you to understand what I'm saying. Stop taking exceptions and making them into rules. You're destroying yourself. You're not feeling good about yourself. You're not feeling good about your trading. You're not feeling good at all about this experience. And oftentimes it's because you're trying to break rules before you follow rules. Okay. Everybody clear? Everybody clear? Okay. All right, you guys, I got to get out of here. Thank you so much for attending. I will be more than happy to answer questions next week if you have any questions on this. But hopefully, I try, God, to the best of my ability to explain this to you guys. I'm not sure if I did it justice or not, but I'm tried. Okay. And we can go further into it next week if you guys want me to, so we can look at more examples. I just don't have the time today. But again, I'm just really trying to help you guys to understand, okay, why do Uncle P close out trades sometimes early? Because if I know I'm doing an exception trade, I already know I don't want to hang in that thing. You can talk about me all you want, but guess what? I'm going to take what I can get, because I know I'm going against the exception. I'm doing an exception trade because there was a news event, which I told you guys about the news event strategy. Love it. It can make you pips. But even if I take a news event strategy, but it's on the wrong day, okay, I know I'm taking a bigger risk. So I'm going to get in, get out, and keep it moving. Why? Because it's outside of the normal trading days where reversals are supposed to take place. I'm breaking a rule for an exception. And that exception is temporary. Quick. And then I'm going to quickly get back in rhythm. All right. I got to get out of here, you guys. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ms. Donna. Thank you, everybody. Love you guys. Again, let me know if this was helpful, because I'm really, really trying to help. I really am.